Hey guys, and welcome back to EQ Planes, and today I'll be unboxing a Air Transat A321 in the Kids Club Special Livery and American Airlines 777-200 from NG Models. Now this will definitely be an exciting unboxing for a couple of reasons today, starting out with the Air Transat A321. Now, one of the reasons why I'm so excited to get this model is that this will be my first A320ceo family aircraft from NG Models. Now, I do have A320ceo family aircraft, including the 320, 319, and 321, and albeit plenty of them. There's the NG rewards card, but this is my first on NG's new mold, which is supposedly really good. And the A320ceo family molds in 1 to 400 scale just aren't the best. The Panda mold isn't that bad, and the Aero Classics one isn't awful either, but the Gemini Jets one is, well, it certainly isn't their best. I would say it's actually probably one of their worst molds in my opinion, along with their 737NG. You know, I think Gemini would gain a lot from refreshing those two particular molds. But yeah, without further ado, let's take a closer look at this A321ceo. Taking a closer look at this A321, first I want to start out about talking about this particular mold. Now, this is NG Models, as I've stated before, new A320ceo mold, and I am definitely quite impressed by it. They've done pretty much everything perfectly from what I can see here. The only thing I'd say is, well, maybe there's a bit of a seam on the lip of the engine here, but really it's not that big of a deal. This is certainly the best 1 to 400 scale A320 family mold out there, so definitely not going to run into any problems with this. But yeah, so overall, quite impressed with it. Now moving on to the colors. Now this is something which I tend to find NG as a bit more of an issue with. Typically whenever they release their new models, they'll release photos ahead of time before they're shipped and stuff, and often they look a lot darker in those photos, or more saturated than they really are in real life. But the fact is that the models are still a little bit oversaturated, certainly not as bad as the photos make them out to be, but could definitely be better. Here is an A321neo, Air Transat A321neo from JC Wings, and I think they've done the color quite well on this model. I tend to find JC and Gemini Jets do probably the best job on coloring. NG Models is okay, however, I certainly think they could improve in that department, but really that's nitpicking. This is quite the interesting model. Definitely wish they would have released a standard livery A321ceo as well. I would have picked that up. But I'm glad to have this Kids Club Special Livery, seen this a couple of times in real life, and will be a welcomed addition to my Calgary, Montreal, really all my Canadian airport updates, especially considering they've been using these A320ceos, A321ceos domestically more than the Neos as of late, as the Neos have been flying these longer haul routes to Europe and the Caribbean. So yeah, definitely excited to be adding more Air Transat models to my collection. I added the A310 recently, didn't make a video on that, but was definitely happy with that model, and it's good to be growing this Air Transat fleet. But yeah, another thing I think I'll mention is that I bought these two models from a new store. I wanted to give them a shot, considering they offer lower prices than West Coast Diecast, and also $100 free shipping, which is, that's just great. I never pay for shipping, so when it's only $100 free shipping instead of $150 or $200 like some other stores, I definitely appreciate that. So yeah, I still have some orders at West Coast for some models that they don't have Gemini Jets available yet at this new store, so I had to put some Gemini pre-orders in there. But yeah, as this store brings in more model brands and whatnot, I'm definitely going to be looking to order from them far more often than I do West Coast. I think they added a sticker in the box to my 400 models. So definitely would recommend checking them out if you'd like something maybe a little more reasonable. But anyways, let's move on to the American Airlines 777-200, which is another model I am quite excited for. Also, next up, we have this American Airlines 777-200. Now, this isn't a model I'll be able to use in any of my airport updates, but one that I wanted for kind of personal reasons, as I did recently not only fly the American Airlines 777-200, but definitely had quite the adventure on it. Another thing I just noticed is that NG seems to have sort of an undertone on the box art here. Didn't notice that on other NG Models boxes, so I think prefer the non-underlaid version of that. Not sure if that's an error or if that's the way it is, but yeah. Another thing to note is that NG models have started using plastic cradles now rather than the styrofoam that the wide bodies used to have. And to be frank with you, I think I prefer the plastic cradle. The styrofoam was always hard to put the box back together, so I do actually appreciate that change from NG. But yeah, without further ado, let's pull out and take a closer look at what appears to be a pretty good looking American Airlines 777-200. So just like the Air Transat A321, I'm going to start out about talking about the mold. This is actually my first NG models 777 mold. Haven't really had a need to get one of their 777s. I went for the 787 instead of the 777 with British Airways for my airport updates, and they also haven't really released anything Canadian yet in the ways of 777. So this is the first 777 they released that has applied to me, and to be frank, I had seen pictures of the mold and wasn't super impressed with it, but in person, I think it certainly isn't that bad. Now, I think it is a pretty even competitor to Gemini Jet's new 777 mold made by JC. Well, really, it's JC's mold, but I tend to find that JC mold seems to have a lot of quality control issues, but from the looks of it, NG hasn't been great on quality control with their 777s too. I've seen other people get theirs broken, and they also have had problems with window paint, but I think to a similar extent that Gemini and JC's had with this new mold. I recall not buying Gemini Jets' Air Canada 777-200 in the new livery just because I think they kind of screwed that one up. But yeah, another thing I like about this mold is the detail on the engines here. This has got the Rolls-Royce engines on it, not the GE90s that most 777s carry. And I think that, yeah, this attention to detail on the different engine types from the Pratt & Whitneys, the Rolls-Royce, the GE90s is definitely a nice touch. And yeah, another thing I'll note is this is a 777-200ER, not an LR, so it doesn't have the extended wingtips, which is another nice detail. I think most companies tend to catch these smaller details, but I think NG really kind of refines it a little more. Now, when it comes to coloring, I think the actual silver on the fuselage looks pretty good. I feel like the tail coloring's almost a little light. I think Gemini Jets did a little bit of a better job maybe on the coloring, but it's definitely close, and I know there's been troubles with getting American Airlines' colors right in the past from many different model manufacturers, so yeah, that's definitely something to note. But I'm certainly happy to add this American Airlines 777-200 in my collection. Hope to see NG refine their 777 mold further so it can be as top tier as some of the other molds they've made. But yeah, no real complaints with this American Airlines 777. Nothing that I'd find being a super big problem. But yeah, anyways, that'll do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed what was, I believe, a bit of a shorter unboxing. But anyways, once again, thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you guys back next time.